Hello everyone, I'm going to present our paper entitled Speech Recognition for Automatically Assessing Afrikaans and isiXhosa Preschool Oral Narratives, and I present this work on behalf of several amazing collaborators. As is the case in many developing countries in the world, South Africa has a big problem with literacy. This shows a screenshot of the Pearl study conducted in South Africa, and it shows that more than 80% of 10-year-old children cannot read for meaning. We know that problems with literacy actually start way earlier in life with problems with language development. And so an interesting thing is that you can actually use children's oral narrative ability, basically the way in which they tell stories, at a very young age in order to predict later problems with literacy. And this is really what we did in this study. We are trying to build a system that would look at stories that children of ages between 4 and 5. We tried to use those stories in order to flag problematic cases early on. We specifically use a data set that was collected using the protocol called MAIN, Multilingual Assessment Instrument for Narratives. And this is a protocol where educational experts from Stellenbosch University went into schools. They then showed children a picture sequence like this one and asked them to tell a corresponding story. Afterwards, they would then basically assess the children and score the children on different metrics. And this provides a very cool data set where you have a story that was told and then the metrics saying whether the child is struggling with language development or not. Our bigger goal is to develop an automatic assessment system that would take in stories and then automatically indicate whether a child needs intervention. This can be very useful in the large kindergarten classrooms that is often prevalent in South Africa. In this study, we specifically look at 2 languages. We use data from Afrikaans schools and from isiXhosa schools. We also consider a very challenging setting where we assume that we only have 5 minutes of transcribed speech data from children in this domain that we are targeting. We will assume we have some other data as well, like adult data or maybe unlabeled child speech data, but we will focus on the setting where we only have 5 minutes of transcribed children's speech for these types of stories. I should emphasize that this study looks specifically at the speech recognition model, and then in subsequent work, we want to use the output of this model for the actual scoring approach. As our base speech recognition model, we use Whisper Media, and Whisper has been trained on several different languages, including Afrikaans, but it hasn't seen any isiXhosa data. It's also, as far as I know, hasn't seen that much child speech. So let's look at our baselines. In the dark bars will show the Afrikaans results and the light bars will be isiXhosa results. The zero-shot system shown here, that's when you just applied Whisper as it is without any fine-tuning to the data that we have. If we then fine-tune Whisper, updating all its parameters using our 5-minute data set, then you get these improvements in word error rates. You can see that isiXhosa does much worse in general than Afrikaans, which isn't too surprising given that Whisper hasn't seen any isiXhosa data. As a top-line result, we actually have more transcribed data. So this 3-hour result is when we train on our complete training set, but that's treated as a top line that we're kind of aiming for. There's actually a range of different approaches for dealing with child speech recognition proposed in the literature, and it isn't always clear which strategy is useful in which setting. So for instance, something like voice conversion as an augmentation approach is sometimes reported to give big benefits, but in other times it doesn't help that much. So in this paper, we consider a whole range of different approaches, and we believe this is useful for the community because we're actually giving 2 new data points, one on Afrikaans and one on isiXhosa, in this very low resource regime in order to see which strategies works and which doesn't. And what I'll do is I'll run through the different strategies, and then right at the end, we'll see, after looking at them in isolation, how well they do when we combine all of them. So the first one is parameter efficient fine-tuning, and we specifically use LoRa, which uses a low rank matrix approximation approach so that you don't have to update all the parameters of the model. You only have to update a subset of a network kind of running in parallel with a big model. And what we see here is that on Afrikaans, we get an improvement in word error rate from 47.4% to 41%. But on isiXhosa, if we use LoRa fine-tuning instead of updating the whole model, we actually get a reduction in scores, so it actually hurts performance. The next question is whether out-of-domain adult speech helps. So it's often much easier to collect adult speech because you need less, there's less ethical concerns with adult data. And so can we use some available Afrikaans and isiXhosa data in order to make our systems even better? We specifically use the NCHLT corpus, which contains speech relating to from the government and so on. So here we just have our two baselines, the one with Whisper without fine-tuning, then Whisper fine-tuned completely with the 5-minute data. Here is when we fine-tune Whisper just with our out-of-domain adult speech. This is roughly 50 hours of each of the languages. And we see that actually on Afrikaans, we go from 88% to 94%. So there's actually a penalty that gets paid. While for isiXhosa, we actually get improvement when using out-of-domain adult speech. The domain that we're fine-tuning with here is quite specific, and so on Afrikaans, the system is probably getting too tailored to this domain, while on isiXhosa, Whisper hasn't seen any isiXhosa, so just a little bit even helps. That's why we see this difference in performance. But what we then do is we take our adult Whisper that's been fine-tuned on, for example, Afrikaans, and then we train it more on the 5-minute child data on Afrikaans. And now we see big gains compared to the model that we start with, but this actually also works better than just using the 5 minutes in isolation. And the same for the isiXhosa results, we go from 80.4 to 73.9 by first using substantial amounts of adult speech and then fine-tuning with the little bit of child speech that we have. Next, we ask this interesting question, which is, does in-domain adult speech help? So this is a little bit strange, but what we did was we had adults read stories that mimic the domain that the children was asked to operate in. So we actually cheat a little bit. We just had adults read some of the transcriptions from the data, not the same transcriptions as the 5-minute set that we are using. So an adult will actually read one of the stories that a child told, and then we use this data as additional data. So here we have our 5-minute baseline, and then our out-of-domain adult system, the one that worked best from before. Now what we do is we start by just taking this system and adding 5 minutes of in-domain adult data, adults telling these types of stories. And we see that the system improves for Afrikaans from 47.4 to 43.1, and for isiXhosa, a small improvement of 2%. When we use even more in-domain adult data, around 30 minutes, we see big improvements. So from 47.4 to 33.7, from 80.4 to 70.2. And this actually works better than using large amounts of out-of-domain adult data. Next, we ask whether voice conversion can help as an augmentation approach. So we do this both with our out-of-domain adult data, where we take the adult speech and then convert it so that it sounds like a child. We also consider systems built with our in-domain adult data, where again we take the adult speech and convert it so that it sounds like a child. I'll just play a few examples. So I'll just play for the Afrikaans in-domain. This is the output from our voice conversion system that we use.
A muis en 'n hondjie, die hondjie jaag vir die muis.
Okay, and just the input here is this.
'n muis en 'n hondjie, die hondjie jaag vir die muis.
Okay, and as conditioning information here, we actually use an English child.
Ticket inspector.
Okay, and the reason for this is that in a real low resource setting, you won't actually have reference data to do the voice conversion with that comes from the target language. I'll just play one isiXhosa example. Okay, these are actually results that we've seen before, so here voice conversion hasn't been used. And what I'll do is I'll just flip to the next slide, which then applies voice conversion in all of these cases. So we use voice conversion with the adult speech, converting that to child speech when we're in the out-of-domain setting, and then the same with the 5-minute in-domain and the 30-minute in-domain. These bars won't change, they're just the baseline that we're comparing with. So if we do voice conversion, we go from this to this. I'll just go, this is the original systems without voice conversion. This is with voice conversion. So what we see is we can just first focus on the out of domain, 42.6, 73.9. There it's actually not very consistent. It doesn't give a major improvement. But when we look at the 5-minute and 30-minute systems here, we see that in both cases, when we voice convert in-domain adult speech, we actually get a benefit. Very briefly, we also looked at semi-supervised learning, where we use an initial system to label unlabeled child speech, which is also often easier to obtain. And again, if you use high confidence automatically labeled data and include that in your training data, you get small gains. In conclusion, we provide new data points for a range of strategies. We see that parameter efficient fine-tuning helps for Afrikaans child speech, but not isiXhosa. Out-of-domain adult speech helps, but only when you then further fine-tune on some child speech. In-domain adult speech helps quite massively. Voice conversion helps, but mainly when you have in-domain adult speech that you're voice converting. And semi-supervised learning also helps. Finally, the question is, what happens if we combine all our best strategies? So this is Whisper without any fine-tuning. This is our system that we are comparing to, and this is just the top line. So what happens if we combine our best strategies using our 5 minutes of transcribed data? Then we get these scores. So from 47.4 to 29.8, from 80.4 to 62.1. It's still a way off from our top line, so there's still room for improvement, but it's much better than our initial baseline. A crucial question to answer in future work is whether or not word error rates of this magnitude is actually useful when you then take the transcriptions and plug them into a fully automatic assessment system. Can we actually use a system with a 30% word error rate in order to assess whether a child needs help with language development or not? Thanks a lot for listening.